Selecting a company setup based only on the lowest license price often leads to an expensive structural rebuild later. Correcting a wrong start frequently costs far more than the initial setup fee. Best Solution has formed over 5,000 companies since 2003. A package chosen purely for its price can block your client pipeline and cause banks to reject your corporate application. Prioritizing low costs over how the business actually runs turns a temporary bargain into a significant future bill. Fixing a broken structural foundation through migration often exceeds the price of setting up correctly the first time. Choosing between a mainland and free zone setup is only a starting point. These broad categories rarely provide a complete operational answer. Identical free zone licenses produce different outcomes. Banks react to your specific setup. Choosing jurisdictions for social media popularity is an error. They must match your banking needs. Legal structures dictate ownership and liability. Foreign investors can now completely own most mainland activities. Operating outside your specific licensed activity is a serious violation. Regulators treat this much like operating without any license at all. A free zone company cannot sell directly to the mainland market. To trade there, you must appoint a mainland distributor or open a separate branch. Your operational success depends on perfectly mapped activities and jurisdictional details. Generic packages provide no protection against these requirements. An advertised 15,000 dirham package only covers the license fee. This baseline does not reflect the total cost of starting. Adding office space, medical tests, and document attestation pushes the all-in figure closer to 45,000 dirhams. Residence visas are recurring compliance costs. Each requires an establishment card and regular renewals rather than a single upfront payment. Banks are not a formality. They decline applications if your fund sources, shareholders, or jurisdiction choices do not meet their specific standards. Building a budget only for day one leaves no room for adjustments. You must add a sensible buffer for license amendments and additions. A trade license itself may cost 12,000 to 30,000 dirhams. Office space and accounting requirements push the real first-year total much higher. Budgeting without contingencies for these fees paralyzes a company. Many businesses stall before they can even begin their first month of trading. This process flowchart highlights the administrative hurdles of formation. Treating these steps casually can stall your launch. Restricted words in a trade name trigger rejections, forcing expensive rebranding. Rushing a vague memorandum of association creates legal risks, becoming the center of future partnership disputes. Foreign documents often require certified legal translation and attestation. Missing these requirements causes massive delays for international shareholders. Some activities in health, food, or finance require secondary regulator approval. You must check these requirements before setting a firm launch date. FlexiDesk solutions suit many businesses, but they limit your visa allocation. Choosing the wrong office size will strangle your future hiring plan. Administrative shortcuts do not accelerate your timeline. They lead to capped team growth and structural delays. This scorecard outlines the tax and compliance landscape. These rules apply to your business from the day of formation. Corporate tax is 9% on earnings above 375,000 dirhams. All companies must register for this tax. Qualifying free zone persons must register and file even at a 0% rate. Small business relief runs only until the end of 2026. Value-added tax registration is mandatory once turnover reaches 375,000 dirhams. You must track this threshold from day one. Rules for economic substance and ultimate beneficial owner disclosure apply to many firms. Failing to disclose these details leaves you exposed during audits. Allowing a trade license to lapse immediately freezes your bank accounts. It also voids your existing commercial contracts. A structure optimized only for one visa often fails when you reach 10 employees. You must plan for the company you intend to build. Failing to map scalability at formation creates regulatory exposure. This often forces a business to halt growth while fixing its structure. Using execution shortcuts involves hidden risks. Unlicensed agents often provide no visibility into the legal requirements of your setup. A good partner spots downstream risks before the company forms. Saving on agency fees can hide problems that cost more to fix later. Changing jurisdictions requires a full migration. The cost of this process often erases any original savings several times over. Clean setups usually take 1 to 2 weeks with complete documents.
Some zones approve initial applications within 24 hours, but missing paperwork extends these timelines. A self-setup might look cheaper upfront, but it often fails on banking. These platforms optimize for issuing a license rather than long-term operations.
Saving on upfront execution fees guarantees that structural problems remain hidden. These errors will require much larger investments to correct in the future. This timeline shows a real cascading failure. A client's low-cost overseas package caused an activity mismatch. During compliance review, banking stalled completely, delaying operations for weeks. The fix required forming a new entity and bank accounts. The cheapest setup became their most expensive. Best Solution untangled the situation by applying our experience from forming over 5,000 companies. Specialized upfront expertise is a necessity. Takeaway 1. Choose your structure based on how your business operates. This choice secures your banking, visas, and tax standing for years. Takeaway 2. Treat the corporate bank account as a core decision. Your jurisdiction and activity determine if a bank will onboard you. Takeaway 3. Map every activity you will perform within the next year. This avoids the fees and reviews associated with late amendments. You deserve a personalized roadmap built around your specific business goals. Generic advice often leads to the traps we have discussed. Visit Best Solution in Business Bay for a completely free consultation. We have formed over 5,000 companies in the United Arab Emirates. Do not let the wrong decision cost you more time and money later.